Okay, here I am, and that is a major hiccup because I've been talking to myself. I thought I was live, and I wasn't. So I need another coffee. Oh dear. And I kept trying to find it. I'm thinking, okay, I'm just not finding the live content. So I've had a dress rehearsal for what I'm about to say to you. Never mind. So that's quite funny, and I do apologize for the delay because I was on to myself, not to you. So there you go. I'm not going crazy, don't worry. So welcome back to our third session, and I am a little bit late. I was sitting here, but not here really. So let's get into it. And I'll just go through a bit of the catalog, and I'll do a quick live of a demonstration, and I won't talk too much, and I will try and do a demonstration, so I won't bore you a lot. So just a quick recap of the special for today. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because sometimes I amuse myself. The special for today is any orders over $50, I will be paying the postage, and so orders placed today and tomorrow, and so I will pay all your postage. Please either call me with your order, email me, or message me. If you email or message me, I will call you back to make sure that I've got it. So if you don't get a call from me, follow me up, because that means I possibly haven't got your order, and I do not want you to miss out. If your order is over $100, I will include the pastel pearls in the Hydrangea Haven suite. And so I will throw that in for you. If also you will get a free Sale-A-Bration item because your order will be over $90. So that's a bit of a bonus. So it's a nice time to shop. So if you're looking at ink refills, envelopes, anything like that, it is a good time to stock up on cardstock, even your staples, because you're going to get free items on top. So what you would normally buy, add it now, because it's a great time to collect some free stamp sets, free paper, all that kind of thing. I'm also just saying there's a good joining up deal, but if you have any questions, please contact me. I will run by things later, but I'm happy for you to just message me if you'd rather do that privately. Okay, so I'm just going to flip over. We're up to page, I think we were up to the ice cream corner suite, which was on, no, onto the Dandy Garden, page 24, we did that. Yeah, we did the ice cream corner suite. So we're up to page 50, and the Hey Girlfriend suite. So I'll turn over. So if you haven't got a catalog, you can hop onto my website. I have a PDF there which you can view, and that's on the mini catalog. So I've got the annual catalog, which is the big catalog. This is the mini catalog. So the Hey Girlfriend stamp set is a million sales achievers stamp set by April Lopez. She helped design that. So every time someone reaches $1 million in sales, they get to help design their own stamp set. And this is a really cute stamp set. I absolutely love it. I haven't had much of a chance to play with it because I really love coloring it, and I think you don't necessarily have to color it. You can create some really cute images with cards with that. I'm just going to flip over quickly. There's the page 52, Hey Birthday Chick, the Woodland Wonder on page 53. They have even given you dimensions for that card, so that's really good. Page 54 has another big suite. Now, this is on my wish list because I really, really love it, but I haven't got it. But it's just got really fun colors. It's got a die set in there. You can fussy cut some of these images. It's just really cheerful. And we all send snail mail. We are card makers, and that's what we do. So I think it's a must-have for any card makers. Page 56, there's a stamp set called Handmade for You. If you sell any cards with Stampin' Up images, you need to adhere to the angel policy. So that's a good stamp set to have because you can put the Stampin' Up little emblem at the back, and also Handmade for You or Stitch with Love. Those sort of stamps are really cute and fun to have. I'm just flipping over now to things that have drawn my attention. Page 60, that miss you, it's hard to say goodbye. Great retirement cards can be made with that. Vacation, students going to study away from home. Someone may be ill or not feeling the best. I think that's quite a sweet stamp set and some nice sentiments. If you love butterflies, page 61, that set is for you. Two-step stamping, fill-in images, great set. On page 65 is a nice bundle. The oval occasions is a double punch and a stamp set. So that's that one. And those images, it got some nice sentiments too, not necessarily kiddish. Well-suited bundle is not just for males. I've seen lovely things done for ladies, but it is geared for the gentleman dads, uncles, brothers, husbands. Color scheme is Poppy Parade, Pacific Point, Night of Navy, Basic Gray, Basic Black. I've seen pajamas done with that. I'll show you some samples later on. So some nice sentiments. Think of Father's Day in advance because this catalog will not be around at our Father's Day time. So if you like that sort of, I always go for the men's stamp sets in the sense because we all struggle sometimes with the men's cards, and anything that helps us in that area to create is really good. Drawing your attention to the blending brushes on page 70. These are absolutely beautiful. They really feel very soft. They feel like, I think they just feel good. And there you get three brushes for $21. They're great value. They wash really well. You just leave them to dry. Just wash with warm water, leave them to dry, and they blend really, really well. You will end up wanting more than one set. A must-have tool in the craft room. Treasures of Life on page 71. If you're a grandparent, it's probably a stamp set you will want to have because I think it has lovely sentiments. And it's another $1 million sales achiever set. Stitch with Whimsy dies, just so you know, it does cut the stitched area, but it does not cut the shape around it. So you will need to cut that rectangle or the square. I use it with the layering squares and the Stitch with rectangle dies, or you can use your paper trimmer just to cut around it. But the stitching is lovely. Our Stampin' cut and emboss machines, there's a large one and a mini one. And then at the end is your index, with great tool to use for quick reference. Bundles. So your die bundles and your punch bundles are listed there. I constantly refer to this. Your catalog at a glance. Your stamps are not by alphabetical order, which is handy because it's by page number, and and they've got an image, so you can just keep looking and recognize by the image. It goes strawberry there. And then your designer series paper, or DSP, as we call it for short. So sometimes we have our own lingo, and you may not know gone. That's what it is. It's pattern paper, and paper is generally double-sided. Rarely, like the specialty paper sometimes may not be, like the foil. And then this is dies and punches, a couple of embossing folders. You've got the blending brushes, the heat and stick powder, the gilded leafing, and your pearls. And I just wanted to show you that heart charms. That's the heart charms. And this is the box, which is in that suite. It is not the size of a matchbox like I thought it was. It is quite large, and it does hold a lot. I think it'll be great for socks, ties, jewelry. You could put a nice bit of tissue. I mean, because it's quite large, so obviously jewelry it'll be too small for it. But you will have to pad it up somehow. And candles, it's a good size. You could easily put 8 tea lights in there. And yeah, you've got your kits. So great things in there. So if you don't have a catalog, please contact me and I'm happy to help you with that. So now to cards made with the Floral Art Suite. So that is, if I go back to my catalog, I'm just going back to see, okay, where is this suite? I will go, okay, you've got Hydrangea Heaven Art Gallery, and it's on page 34. So this is the one with the gilding, I call it, yeah, the gilded leafing. Next two words up. So beautiful paper. So I think that's what I'm going to show you first. And this is when I realized last time that I was not on live and I was just talking to myself. So this is all double-sided paper. We also have acetate, which comes in this suite. Some of the acetate correlates with, there are 2 sheets that correlate with the designer series paper. If you sit it like that, you can see it correlates. And if you don't have to use it like that, but it looks very nice like that too. So just ideas. That's another sheet. Use that for the color that. This one matches. So pretty. But with the insert, how that looks like, like you've gone with a palette knife and just added it in. There's one there that matches. Looks like painting. What's that? What's the DSP? Now on to some cards, because I'm going to show you, make a card for you. So that's one. I've used the paper and the butterflies. This was the Seaside Spray butterfly, which I actually colored with my Night of Navy stamping blend. Slimline card, 20 by 20. And I have actually just used the designer series paper to create a background. And it done, you can see there's nothing much else done. The most I've done is that heat embossing in white, and that's it. Oh, that's another sheet of the DSP. Got stuff there. Okay, this is one of our free Sale-A-Bration stamp sets, and I'll tell you what the name of that is. I think it's called Helio Heart. That's stamp set. Yeah, so that's free with a $90 purchase. And this just uses the designer series paper or circle dies, and that is just one of the flowers I've stamped on the edge to create a border, just around it. So here you see I've used the acetate on top, so add that gold, and then I heat embossed the sentiment on Pool Party cardstock, and then I added that, I think it was Snowflake Splendor, the balmy blue gems to pick up on that blue. And it's simple, it's on a Poppy Parade card base, but it is effective. I think it just brings out the paper. Now in my craft room, I don't know whether in yours you've got a color that you don't show much love to. Well, in my craft room, Mary Merlot doesn't get much love. It's like it's the child that just sits in the corner. It's like, but because I just don't know. I don't. It's not like cherry cobbler you get to use. I don't use cherry cobbler much either. But just a Mary Merlot is neither here nor there. But I picked up on it in this, and I just love how it worked on this one. And I think what worked for me is that it didn't come out too strong and dark, and with this lightness it just mellowed it out a bit. So I like the look of that. And what I did was I stamped the second layer of the flower directly onto the paper and used that gilded leafing on there. Doesn't it look really effective? It's pretty, and that ribbon is nice too. And then I just stamped the sentiment in Mary Merlot and used some of those metallic pearls which are there in the annual catalogue. So Mary Merlot is back in business. Now this is a stamp background which I did using the stamp which is a two-step, the flower which is a two-step stamp. So I stamped in Pool Party and Pretty Peacock. So background's done like that. Then I stamped another one when I die cut it. That background is pumpkin pie. The sentiment is one die, but the words come out separately. That's been die cut from DSP. And then we have the adhesive sheets, which are foam adhesive sheets. So I just stuck it on there to pop that up. You can see that pops up. Okay. So it says, just want to say I miss you. That's another lovely flower and quick, because you just stamp the base, stamp the inside, and you're done. So now we're going to do our card. And we're going to make this card. So it's a nice easy one. And I want to show you how to use the die cutting machine. So I'm just going to bring it over. Bear with me, I'm just here. Together. So I'm using the bigger machine only because it's the embossing folder, so it doesn't fit into the, sometimes the smaller ones do fit into the small machine, but this is a larger embossing folder. And we're going to use the painted texture embossing folder. And all I am doing is going to emboss this little label, which I've already die cut, right? Now our die cutting machine makes our life a lot very easy. No. So it tells you how to use it. So it says this is a 3D embossing folder. So it says when you use 3D embossing folder, use plate 1, then the paper, and then the embossing folder, and then plate 4. So it's actually telling you what to do. So there's no guesswork involved. So then I'll put my card stuff inside my embossing folder. I love this embossing folder, it's so nice. And then you just run it through. And that's what you get. Just making sure you see that. So you can see the detail on that. So it's a painted texture folder. So I've just picked another acetate, right, which is different to the floral one we had. You can decide which one you prefer. On the back of the acetate, so I've got a sheet of DSP, which is 9.9 by 14.2. You could use that side if you prefer. I'm just going to use that side. I'm trying to get, there is a film on the back of this. It can get a bit tricky to, once you get it there, you're right. So just, it's the protective film. And then you just take it off. Sometimes I do forget that it's there. But that's okay. So the idea with acetate or anything like that, I'm lucky with this card. I've got a little more space to cover it up. But sometimes you don't have that much space and it gets a bit trickier. So we're going to get 2 blending brushes. So you can, these blending brushes obviously can be used over and over again. Just wash, use with another color. You don't have to use it for the same color or whatever like that. You can keep changing it. But I didn't wash this because I used it for the same color, so I just kept it. So I'm going to use Bumblebee firstly, and I'm going to blend it on this. So I'm just tapping it, and I'm just going to wipe some off there. And I don't go straight like hard on it. I'm just going to go lightly because I want to first check that, make sure the color is coming off light. I don't want a dark blue. You can do, if that's what you want, you can do it dark, but I don't want it too dark. And it feels so good to color, and it does blend beautifully. Always wipe off some excess on the outside face, so you get a feel for it. And then you can go dark or whatever. And see, I went a bit hard there, you can tell. Then I have to blend it out a bit. Coming from outside. Have a piece of grit paper under, which helps you. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the Coastal Cabana. See, I've got a bit of black or something there. I don't think you'll see it in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. And this differs to what I originally made, and it might. It doesn't matter. That's what happens when you blend. And then you can see it's picking up all those nice ridges and things from your embossing. And I'm going to stick this down with the adhesive. And we'll put some. So now you can see that through, but I'm hiding. You can roughly do it. It'll see it through, but normally I wouldn't have that. But it's getting covered, so it's okay. We can camouflage that. Crafters are great camouflage. I don't know what's the word. Cover uppers. That's what you have embellishments for, covering up. Okay, so put that on. Great. And then we have our little stamp from here. I can pick anything. You can pick whatever stamp you like. It doesn't matter. Just gonna pick this, and I did it in Pretty Peacock. I think, yeah. Oh, did you see what I just did? I did it on white, and I didn't want it on white. I wanted it on that was silly. Let's try again, guys. Let's try again. Let's try a piece of DSP there. There's my DSP. I wanted it on white would work, but I wanted it on another piece of DSP. Okay, let's try that DSP. I think it just lifts it up a bit with the DSP. And you can pick whatever side you want. The oval's really nice. And then I just picked the Stampin' White markers. Now Stampin' White markers are water-based markers. And they work just like textures. So you see like this coloring in. So they're not blended on it, but they will work on watercolor paper with a blending pen or an aqua painter. So this is a bit more yellow than the bumblebee yellow shades than the original. Yes, I think I'm glad I went with that blue because then it's just bleached that a bit. And then I have got my Playing with Patterns dots. These are the resin dots, and it has the bumblebee as well as the coastal cabana, but I think I wanted to, with this, go with the coastal cabana. because I already had the bumblebee base, and I just felt that the coastal cabana picked it up a bit better. So you get a few different sizes in that. You can put on as much as you like. Odd numbers are generally better. So they're self-adhesive. You don't have to put glue on these ones. Now for our envelope, what I was thinking of doing, and you can do this with your 12 by 12 cards, like it's a bit trickier with your 6 by 6, only because, not cardstock, 12 by 12 DSP. 6 by 6, it probably will not work, only because it's a little bit short, unless you're not worried it might have a bit of a gap. So I'm using my envelope. Stampin' envelopes are very nice and white and clean. So I have just put some glue on the back of that, and I'm gonna work out which side I want. And I'm gonna use this to so that's just gonna line my envelope, right? This is, I'm always saying use a DSP. And apart from it using a DSP, it's making your tiny in your entire project, right? So then I'll flip it, and you're just gonna do a straight cut out. And no one's gonna say that that's not right. I'm the most crooked shuttle in history, but you can't say because the paper is so pretty, and everyone will see that it's amazing. Right. See that? It just gives a nice finish. So it works really well with the 12 by 12 cards. DSP, I keep doing cards. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts about that? Do you like that? Do you like that? What do you think of the acetate? Loving the acetate? I think the acetate is absolutely beautiful. So the trick is with the acetate, if you're sticking it on, glue, hide it under anything that you're putting on top. Glue dots work well. You could even put a bit of glue under any thicker gold sections as well. That's a little trick I do as well. Just a bit of glue under the gold sections. That tends to hide things as another option for you. So I hope you have enjoyed that project that I have shared. And I'll be back at 4 for our next session. Please comment and on their videos. I'm handing out drawings for sharing my videos, for commenting. If you have any friends who may be interested, please share with them. I have classes up on my website, and I'll be putting up more classes ongoing, so you are welcome to check them out if you want any information on them. I also do online classes as well, so that is another option if you aren't able to come to my home for those classes. So I'm happy to answer any questions. See you at 4, and I look forward to that. I'm enjoying this, and I'm really loving spending time with you. Thanks so much for spending your time with me. Bye.